Okay, so here we are with another urban trail, and I understand we have some issues with some blown odor and her hunting for it and looking a little bit exhausted in the process. So we're going to see what happens here. Overall, I love the tracking style right now. We've got some really good work ethic going on. You can see she blows past the strong point of odor, wherever that might be a little bit, corrects herself, and comes back. My thought on this is that it might have been the apex of the turn, but it almost looks like this is exactly where your trail air walked just based on her behavior there. So it's really kind of hard to say. Obviously, she's still in odor, so it really doesn't matter how she's working it. Does a great job right here getting back in odor on the soft surface and going through this parking lot of the shopping center. Obviously, we have a fair amount of contamination in here, but it doesn't really seem to bother her very much. Great surface transition, and of course, when we have all this water on the ground, it makes those surface transitions even better. Okay, she's going to do a lot better with the odor staying much closer to the ground. It's not going to spread out quite as much because as soon as that scent hits the ground, it's going to lock in place a little bit better because of the water. So she's doing a fantastic job right here so far. So really wonderful, hard surface work here. It's quite good. Obviously, she's in odor, and what I love is even though you're along the side of a road, you're letting most of that lead out because you're very aware of what's going on around you. I mean, you're scanning for traffic. Your eyes and your ears are open at the same time you're watching your dog. So you're allowing her the freedom to work at the same time giving her, giving her the full lead. Now, it's clear that she ran out of odor right there, and she was trying to go and head across that street, but you had to stop her due to traffic. But when you stop her like this, she doesn't really understand what you're doing. She doesn't realize that you're saving her life from getting hit by a car. She just thinks you're correcting her. So a lot of times what dogs will do in this circumstance is they'll just shoot off in another direction. So when you have to stop due to traffic like that, what I'd like you to do next time is give her some reassurance. It's okay, good girl, good girl. Get down right next to her, hold her in the direction that she wanted to go, right? And then as soon as the traffic goes by, let her go. Um, it's clear that she knew where the odor was and fixed her own problem, which was quite nice. Um, but in other situations where you have a lot of traffic and a lot of human activity, picking up that track again might not be quite so easy. So in those intersections, when you stop her, don't just say wait. Do a little motivation, a little bit of encouragement, and keep her facing in the direction she wanted to go. Okay. But overall, this track is beautiful. She's doing a great job.
Wow, powoli. Powoli. Ej.
Okay, so right about here, I think you get a little bit of an air scent, which is going up over her head and over across the street to this area. And as you can see, it kind of runs out as soon as she gets over the sidewalk, which forces her to come back and hit the track. And when she hits the track, she hits it very, very quick and wants to sprint. This is a good indication that you had a proximity alert. When you get that air scent, body language, and then coupled with a sudden burst of speed, it means that she's getting kind of close, which is going to kind of explain some of this other behavior that you're getting here. She's going to start deviating from the track line quite a bit, and at the same time being a lot faster than she was before.
Sorry.
It's definitely proximity alert and some air scent going on, and you're going to see it right here. She gives you a huge head pop right there, okay? And that's giving her the direction that that air scent is coming from, and so it's really helping her out quite a bit. So here's kind of the problem with blown odor and the proximity alert is sometimes it can take the dog fairly far off the track line. I think you're probably about 30 meters past it. She's completely out of odor. She followed it over here. It ended by the trash cans, and now she's trying to find an unproductive source. But as she circles around, watch what happens. All of a sudden, she's going to head pop again, and she's going to pick up that air scent one more time. Here it is. Okay, and when she gets this air scent, it's coupled also with a little bit of track. Okay, so you got track and you got air scent. So it excites her again. She goes full bore back into it once again, and she's primarily hitting the blown human odor. And you can tell with this behavior right here. See that? That big, huge head pop? That's all air scent. That air scent hitting the brick wall of the building, blowing right into her face, even though the track line is to the left over here where the other building is. Now, at this point, you're all in air scent. This is proximity alert all the way to the end of the track. So it's quite easy for her. There's absolutely no problem. The only thing you really have to consider here is that these air scent issues are a big part of urban life. It happens all the time. You just have to deal with it. And the more she runs into these problems, and more importantly, runs into these problems and solves them by herself without any help from you, means that the next time she hits a situation like this, she's going to solve it a heck of a lot faster. So what she's doing now is she's giving you an idea what the enormity of your scent pool is. She's working the fringe edge all the way around, and much of it is wrapping around the back side of those buildings back there down that alleyway you came from. But it's a big, big pool. The longer somebody sits here, the bigger it's going to be. And a lot of times the dogs will sometimes shoot right past their subject because the pool scent shoots right past the subject. And what the dog is trying to do is to find the scent cone in. This is how they get into source. Generally speaking, the track line is going to be lost, or not necessarily lost, it's going to be given up because the air scent is more important than the track.